is corrupt. Criminal court, absolutely corrupt. CPS is beyond. It's beyond. And here's the other thing that I've seen systematically happen. If you go file for a divorce, I tell people this all the time. If you file for a divorce, be prepared. Because DCF, CPS will absolutely come in and they will create havoc where none was. They will do it. They will make the parents turn against each other more so than they already are. They fuel that fire, and then who pays the price? Our children. Our children pay the price, because let me tell you something. It is absolutely imperative that our children have both parents. Absolutely imperative. And I will tell you this, and I just said this the other day. You know, my own kids, my own son and my own daughter-in-law they're finishing the divorce. And you know, in the beginning it was, oh, I'm gonna do this, and I'm taking full custody. And the other one's like, no, I'm taking full custody. And I'm like, you know what? Neither one of you are getting full custody. It's gonna be 50-50, or you're gonna fight me. And I'm way worse than any of those government entities when I'm pissed. So I would encourage more, you know, and a lot of people are like, oh, I'm not getting involved in that. Well, we've become complacent. I'm far from complacent. I'm never gonna be complacent. Yesterday on the plane, leaving me stuck on a tarmac, I'm not complacent. You're gonna know what I think. It's that simple. But the reality is, guys, we have become conditioned, and that cannot continue. We are conditioned. When somebody cries for help and we just keep walking, that's wrong. That's wrong in every capacity that I could possibly think of. It's wrong. And what we have to do is we have to start educating. So what did I do? When I learned about the first mother, and I thought, oh, this is just an isolated case. Now I've been to family court. I've been through divorce, which I didn't even want to get involved in, but it was so bad with some of these cases, and I'm looking at this going, what? So I go sit in the courtroom, and listen to me, just my presence, now probably has something to do with my big mouth, but my presence in that courtroom made a difference, even in family law. Even in family law. So people say to me, Jennifer, what do we do? Because I'm telling you right now, 7 years? Absolutely not. So what, we're supposed to endure 7 more years of our child being abused, molested, ripped out of our homes, taken away from their grandparents or cousins or friends or family for 7 years while you guys pull your heads out of your ass? Absolutely not acceptable. Absolutely not acceptable. I will not wait 7 years. You either do it, or we need to elect people who will. That's what we need to do. So, you know, when I hear about, oh, I'm not going to go to this, I'm not going to go to that because he's just running a campaign, she's just running a campaign. What are you guys thinking? You think we're going to replace corrupt politicians with what? With what? What are we going to replace them with? But how do we do that when people keep tearing down the ones who are trying without money? You know, I ran against Brown back in Kansas, got almost 40% of the vote. I had $17,000. He had $4 million. But the problem is, we're busy at football. We don't go look to see who's running for office. We don't look to see who the media is not telling us about. Those are the things we have to start working to change, because I have tried to help over 2,000 families at my own expense, my own dime. I don't ask for money, and I never will. But the reality is this: if people that tell us it's going to take 7 years are continuing to be in office, it'll be 7 years. Do you think that normal people, listen guys, I struggle. Everybody thinks, oh, she's rich, she owns a business. No. That's false. That's false. It goes out just as fast as it comes in. But the reality is, if real people who understand what it is to struggle, I know what it is to struggle. I absolutely know what it is to struggle. I lived in one of the poorest communities in Wichita, Kansas for almost 5 years while working for the state of Kansas. It takes real people. And if you think real people are polished politicians, you're wrong. They're not. We all have our issues. We all have to deal with atrocities that hit our families. But if you keep condemning those who step forward, we'll never get there. So my encouragement to you is to make change. We have to elect those imperfect people with their hair all messed up, you know, struggling to get to the next paycheck, but paying their bills, doing what they need to do. It may take, you know, it's just like me, it may take me a minute. It may take me a minute to get caught up or to scramble to buy a new washer and dryer. Waited 2 months, went to the laundry for 2 months till this last Labor Day. Does that make me the person that shouldn't be elected because I had to struggle and go to the laundromat for 2 months until I could afford and save up and buy a washer and dryer on Labor Day sale? No. But if you listen to some of those people who are out there hating, that's what they want. So what we have to do is we have to educate, we have to pay attention to elections, we have to vote real people in with real problems. Because if you think that we're going to vote a polished politician in and we're going to get change, you need to go back and start watching my videos. Because it's not going to happen, ever. So I would encourage you, educate people what's going on in our court systems. Educate people what's going on with CPS. And let me tell those of you who don't know, if CPS comes to your door, don't answer the door. Woo! You immediately seek help, whether it's me, an attorney. I'll always try and answer. Now, granted, I got 500 like from yesterday to today, so it might take me a minute, but we cannot let these people continue to do what they're doing. So I encourage people who are running for governor. I encourage you. I encourage cash. I don't expect perfection. What I expect is real. What I expect is that you will listen to the majority, because here's what we've lost. Who knows what the job of these people are? Does anybody know what their real job is? It is to represent the majority of their constituents. I don't give a damn about your personal ideology. I don't care what your religion is. I don't care. Your job as an elected official is to represent the majority voice of your constituents, whether you agree or not. And we have lost that. It is now what the corporate donors want, period. And until that changes, until we put people like you in offices to represent us, nothing's going to change. And we'll keep being told it's going to be 7 more years. We were told 7 more years 2 years ago. Now we're being told 7 more years again. And I will tell everyone here that is not acceptable in any capacity. Hello. And if I'm here from Kansas and I don't even have children in the system, where's everybody else? Oh, it is? Because if we'll get up by the hundreds of thousands and march for a bathroom, yes. Where is everybody? Okay. Where are they? So education, guys, start talking, because they don't like that. They don't want, see, you can't even walk into a juvenile courthouse now in Wichita, Kansas, where I'm from, with a phone. Period. Right. You cannot walk into their building, or should I say our building, with a phone because of me. Because I exploited them like they're exploiting our children. And they don't like it. They just don't like it. So the bottom line is, we educate and we start moving to put people, stop bashing the people who are imperfect, standing up to fight for your constitutional rights. And the minute we get that, the minute we understand that, is the minute we'll move forward with real change and the absolute best interest of our children. That's what it's going to take. So thank you all for coming today. I'm thrilled that this many showed up as opposed to last year, because we didn't have near this many last year. And I look forward to next year, because you better believe I will be here again. next year, and I will be here every year until our children are protected from pharmaceuticals and CPS and family courts.
Jennifer Winn, you're not off the hook yet.
Oh, gee, okay.
I think we need to hear the chant. Do we agree?
I agree.
Do we need to hear the chant? Come on! Bring it up!
Okay, all right, but you guys gotta outperform me on the microphone. It's mandatory. Okay, ready? So this chant actually came from a family that lost their children. Now they were able to regain them, but, and before I do the chant, I want to tell you guys this. Let me give you a prime example of what I'm talking about, with CPS in particular. CPS in Wichita has taken over 7,000 children, or Kansas, 7,000 children last year. Each one of those children equate to about $100,000 a year, unless they put them on pharmaceuticals, and then that number goes up. But last year, we were in arms when the statistics came out that 96% of those 7,000 children were unsubstantiated abuse. But they were not with grandma, grandpa, mom, dad, aunts, uncles. Because remember, they don't get the Title IV funding if they're with family. They have absolutely made it to where kin, if they go to kin, you don't get money. So that's the incentive. Now, what happened was we found a little boy 2 weeks ago, our former mayor's grandson. After repeated calls to DCF, he was found 2 weeks ago encased in concrete. Yes. And somebody said to me, Jennifer, why is this happening? Let me tell you why it's happening. We're flooding the system for profit. So the children who actually need saved from abuse go unattended and die. That was after the little boy who was eaten by the pig or fed to the pigs last year. So this is why it's such a big deal, because not only are they hurting the children that don't need saved, they're ignoring the ones that do. So in that, let's start off with
1, 2, 3. Set children free. 4, 5, 6. The system needs fix. 7, 8, 9. The children are alive. What do we want? Justice. When do we want it? Now. What do we want? Justice. When do we want it? Now. When? Now. Now.
thank you.
Jennifer Winn, everybody. Jennifer Winn.